One of my clients was like, I'm gonna make protein my bitch. Hey guys, I'm Bryony.
And I'm Laurie.
And today we're gonna get back to one of your questions, which was, how do we get our protein in, and tips around basically hitting your protein targets and some sources in which you can select from. Different types.
I have a beautiful example because I eat meat and she doesn't, so at least you can pick your side. I would say my top 4 protein, I would go chicken, tuna, and that's also the cheapest one. So if you don't have much money, there's no fucking excuses. You can still get your proteins in. The rest is bullshit. So tuna can, chicken can for the cheapest one. My go-to at the moment, especially now that I'm dieting, is kangaroo. Kangaroo means super lean. I'm a big fan of cottage cheese as well.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever eaten cottage cheese.
I think a lot of people don't like the texture.
I think, do you know what, I'm such a texture person. I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh. But I would try it because I love
So
cheese. That's my downfall. That's why I'm not vegan, vegetarian.
So that's 4. And I would say something else I usually go for. I'm a big fan of the high protein, low carb pizza bases from Woolworth. 40 something grams of protein per base. That's me wrapping up.
Oh, I'm done. I'm sold.
And you?
Okay, so obviously vegetarian, vegan side of things. Then I would say my kind of go-to is tofu. Tofu. It depends how it's. Depends how it's cooked, because I've had some tofu,
I'm not judging.
and some is, I'm with you. Some it's texture. It's texture.
Yeah.
If it's too, it's like silk tofu, I'm not a fan. It has to be firm. So tofu, and then you've got tempeh. Not a huge fan, but it's the same. Not really, but similar. And then you've got like legumes. So legumes are like your kidney beans, your edamame beans, basically any type of bloody bean, and like that's great for you as well, because that's going to actually allow you to have full-blown meals and not just, I don't know, shakes and stuff like that. I do like a little go-to cheeky YoPro.
I love them.
It's like a dessert.
Yeah, I love
That's
them.
my little
I've had
ones
my
in there.
YoPro phases.
And like little hacks are like looking for just like lower fats, like higher protein alternatives. So what tends to be the problem with vegans or vegetarians is that everything's like really high fat.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
it's so, well, I say it's so hard. It was a challenge.
Yeah.
So you're then looking at different alternatives without going over your fats if you have low fats, for example. So then you have to be quite strategic. So looking for like lower fat but higher protein. So like a little switch that I made is Woolies. High protein, low fat cheese.
Yeah.
Go to, and I'm a cheese thing. But also what you said in terms of the bases.
Yeah.
Like just little swaps like that. Just
Exactly.
and bread. Sourdough bread, like just things that you just don't necessarily think of as like protein, but they, of course, foods, even vegetables have protein in them.
Yeah.
It's like a collaborative.
And there's also something that I want to add, is that sometimes when you go to the shop, there's a lot of pizza bases and stuff like that, and just even a lot of products in general, and it says high protein, high protein, high protein. But sometimes there's actually things that you can buy, it's not written high protein, but it contains the exact same amount of protein.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes it's high protein and I check and it's like, hold on, that's definitely not high protein.
Yeah.
So always just double check at the back or on MyFitnessPal, just scan quickly. And also a little tip is that if you're looking for sources of protein, fish and meat doesn't have any carbs at all. So if you actually look at macros in fish and meat, there's 0 carbs. There's only protein and fat. And this is actually, what you were saying before.
I forgot
that it is a bit harder for you, because if you try to eat protein, it will bump up your other macros
Everything else
as well.
That's where Tetris
compared
comes
to
in.
us, where we can actually just say, okay, I'm looking for protein, just have like a white fish or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Obviously,
it's trickier but not impossible, I guess.
Yeah. I forgot to name, obviously, I don't have it, but egg whites.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the kind of thing that, like for me it's not the main thing. Like I wouldn't have a meal out of egg whites, but if I'm doing pancakes, I would
add it in.
Yeah, and then it bumps up my proteins, but I don't even notice it,
And I forgot to say meat alternatives. Like I literally, I have that all the time.
Yeah.
So like what you're saying in terms of like mince, kangaroo mince, I would have like corn mince.
I actually tried the corn chicken pieces and it's fucking good.
See?
The macros are unbelievable.
Macros are actually so good on
it's
something.
Like proper chicken. Crazy.
There you go. So yeah, lots of like meat alternatives that you'll find in like the freezer, fridge aisle. Some of them are not too bad. Like I've always been veggie, so I can't compare. But like even Jack says they're alright.
It is.
So give it a bash.
Exactly.
Just check the macros, read the labels.
And just to wrap up, I wanted to add that pretty much all my clients would struggle at the beginning, but after a few weeks, they're in the swing of things, and they even text me being like, "Oh, I wish I had more proteins."
One of my clients was like, "I'm gonna make protein my bitch."
The beginning, if you're not used to it, it's hard. But everyone gets used to it.
Like if I don't track, like it's harder for me. I know I have to make a conscious effort. As with everything, you have to make a conscious effort, and then your effort pays off, and it compounds.
Exactly.
And you'll get there.